everyone. Thank you for coming tonight to our amazing 4th grade Teachers Curriculum Night. They're going to share some more information with you about how 4th grade kind of works as a whole. I know you just got to hear from them in the classroom. I'm Lauren Cecil, by the way. I'm one of the assistant principals here if I haven't gotten to meet you yet. I see a lot of familiar faces, but if I haven't met you or your family or you're new to Midtown, I would love to meet you tonight, so please come up and say hi afterwards. I'm going to hand it off to our amazing 4th grade team, and they're going to tell you all about 4th grade curriculum this year.
Okay, hi, I'm Miss Post. I teach math and science with Miss Moore over there. Okay, you can put her there. Oh, there she is. Okay, now I'll do a little introduction. Okay, so we have Miss Moore. She teaches ELA and Social Studies. Miss Wilson, ELA, so actually all of it.
Teach it all. Teach it all.
We have, sorry, I almost said your first name. Miss Mitchell. She teaches ELA and Social Studies as well. Miss Beckwith, Math and Science. Miss Campbell, ELA and Social Studies. And Miss Monroe, Math and Science as well. Okay, so yeah, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about our academic overview and some specialty areas we'll introduce you to, our grading overview, and then some cool school highlights at the end.
All right, I'm taking over our academic overview. This is just statewide academic overview, and then you will have other teachers that go in, to our district. Okay, so this is our English course of study. This is not the whole thing, but it will go basically grade by grade through what we are required to teach your child every year. So there's an entire 4th grade section with every single standard that we have to teach before they get to 5th grade. Okay, the Alabama Literacy Act, I'm sure you guys heard of this last year. It was a big deal for when your kiddos are in 3rd grade. Basically, it's just legislation that was passed in 2019 saying that we need your child to be able to read at or above grade level by the end of 3rd grade. So overall, it just stated that 3rd grade students need to demonstrate sufficient reading skills in order to be promoted to 4th grade, which is the grade they're in now. So obviously, they were able to do that. And those were the areas that we looked at in order to make sure that they could come to 4th grade. Okay, our layers of support, this is what we do to make sure that any students who are struggling meet our expectations. So we make sure that we're sending home parent letters, do additional tutorial support, student reading improvement plan if needed, intensive reading intervention, summer reading camp, and then before or after school tutoring. And if we feel like your child may or may not benefit from after school tutoring, we would let you guys know. That is coming fairly soon for after school tutoring, but you guys know if your child is in during the day tutoring, that is still the same, but after school tutoring would just be in addition to. Sorry. Okay, pathway to promotion. 3rd graders will be promoted to 4th grade if they demonstrate sufficient reading skills through the following pathways. Again, your children were able to do this because they are in 4th grade. So congratulations, they made it. So I'm going to pass this over to Miss Mitchell.
Hey guys, this is our reading and social studies team. I'm going to talk a little bit more about just our curriculum and things that we expect and all of that jazz. This is all of us. So for our phonics curriculum, we do 95% phonics program. Our assessments, we haven't started taking assessments yet, just we have to wait till the review period, and we have learned enough to actually take an assessment on. So after our review period, we'll have weekly dictation assessments that measure application of the phonics skills being taught. It'll probably be 6-9 weeks-ish from the start of school. So we're coming up on it, but not quite there yet. Our morphology assessments, the same thing. We have to wait until we know enough to actually test it or look at the assessment. So again, those are not happening yet. They are coming. They will again measure the student's understanding of word structure and how we form our words. The last one, summative assessments are given on review weeks. So those review weeks that we have after this first one will be a summative assessment of everything that they've learned up to that point. And it's just used to determine if students have mastered the critical skills within those unit lessons. Okay, our ELA curriculum is open court. It is approved by the district for our reading program. Our assessments, we have regularly scheduled assessments are given to assess our focus standards for the week that are taught throughout each unit. So those are on Fridays usually. most part, unless something crazy happens, you'll be notified. But every single week on Friday, they will be given a assessment, and it switches back and forth. So the first assessment is going to be a comprehensive assessment. The next week is going to be text, assessment, writing. The next one is comprehensive. The next one text, assessment, writing. So it switches every week. The text, assessment, writing, we tried to start earlier this year, so they're more ready for ACAP at the end of the year when that comes. Just to get them prepared for it and knowing how to pull those text evidence into their writing and use them well. And then students are provided 20 to 30 minutes of independent reading a day through our centers, through if they finish their work early, things like that. They're provided 20 to 30 minutes to read on their own just for fun, books that they enjoy. And social studies highlights, these are our standards that we use. Again, this is just how we plan our lessons and make sure that we're hitting the standards that they need to know. Most of our social studies we try to integrate through our other subjects, so through reading especially, because those go really well together. We also use Studies Weekly. It's a state-approved resource used by teachers to implement the social studies course of studies into the daily instruction program. So these are like those newspapers, if you see your student reform newspapers, that's Studies Weekly. We try to take a test on those every Thursday, but sometimes if the newspaper is longer or if we have more content to cover, it'll be on Friday. But again, those will all be in the newsletter and in your child's planner, so you'll know exactly when the tests are.
Okay, this is our fabulous math team. Like the best math team you could ever see. They're right here. I'm going to talk a little bit about math. The first slide is just talking about, First slide is just talking about the standards. We use the 2019 course of study. It just, again, just like reading tells us what we're going to teach your kids. Ms. Spurgeon is our math coach, and she's going to talk a second really quick about the Alabama Numeracy Act.
Hey, so my job comes from the Numeracy Act. It was enabled in 2022. So it's just a place, just kind of like the Literacy Act, to support your students and the teachers so that we can ensure them to be proficient by 5th grade and on. So my job is one of those things that came out of the Literacy Act, and what it is really just making sure that they have what they need to succeed in middle school and beyond. So we have a lot of things that we're using to help build that. As Literacy Act also did like small groups and different instructional implications that we have, like our tiered instruction and curriculum. So that could be after school tutoring as well, summer camp, whatever is needed for your student to succeed. So just keep your eyes and ears open as they are sending home things that are really great to support at home, and some new things that maybe you're not used to, like fluency when we're doing sense making instead of memorization. That's really important that we are using those strategies instead of just like the algorithms that you're taught kids too. So if you have any questions regarding this, feel free to reach out to me. Your teacher also can forward your message to me if you have any questions.
Thank you. Okay, a few math highlights. Here's our state-approved curriculum. We use Big Ideas, which you see in the homework pages that they bring home, and that's just our core instruction. All of our classrooms are modeled off of math workshops, so it's a combination of whole group, small group, number talks, all the things, centers. It's a great balance of all different kinds of math instruction. Fluency is a big part, again, of the Numeracy Act, and so we're doing these things called running records, which I'm sure you saw them last year, but basically it's just a way of teachers to assess students' progress with their fluency and not just their memorization of facts, but like can they orally talk about the strategy behind the facts, and so just kind of helps us steer our instruction. And then assessment, a variety of weekly chapter and unit assessments are given just to monitor student progress. And again, always in their agenda, it'll come home when, it'll say when the test is, when the study guides come home, all things to prepare your student to succeed. And then science highlights, our main curriculum is STEM scopes, and it's online, so whenever, if they didn't understand something, they can always go on Clever and go through STEM scopes, and you can always go through Clever too and see what they're learning about. Right now in science, we just started waves, so if you want to, talk to your kids about that, I'm sure that'll be fun. And then we use the 2023 Alabama Course of Study standards.
All right, I am Ms. Monroe, and so I'm going to talk to you all about digital literacy, computer science. So we have a curriculum where we
digital computer science, because again, we do live in a digital world, and it's very important to prepare them to be able to learn with using digital literacy. So our lessons that we have, they are embedded. So similar to what Ms. Beck would say, STEM scopes. We do a lot of science experiments, things of that nature within the different computer apps, platforms. We also want to make sure that it is our responsibility as teachers to teach your students about being responsible, and so we would love for you all to also just make sure we encourage our children to do the right thing and be responsible, and not just necessarily online, but again, just in how they take care of their Chromebooks and things of that nature. Some helpful resources at home. So again, we do everything on Clever. They can access the platform at home. If there's any problems with the device, if you're not comfortable filing a ticket, let us know. We'll take care of it as well. But again, we just want to make sure they have the things that they need to be successful. And computers often can have a little issue. And so we also have, okay, that's fine. All right, and so again, you can go on to the Clever website. There's a list of different things to help you in any area. Also, again, we are a Google district school, so again, everything is on Google. All right, Go Guardian, so it's basically just a screen and sharing platform. We do have instances where students will have independent work, and we're trying to also encourage that responsibility. So teachers do have the ability to kind of, actually see live what's going on your child's computer. Now, this is only at school, not at home. Okay, so I do like to kind of let all of your babies know that hey, we have extra eyes, so please be responsible and do what we know we're supposed to do. Okay. Again, Clever is where we house everything. So STEM skills, big ideas, social studies weekly, all the platforms that we use are housed here in Clever. Okay. Again, as I said before, we are a Google Classroom, and so again, if there will be times when we have an e-learning day, that's where you'll go to receive the material that we will communicate to you at a later time. Assessment. So we do have 4 different ways that we assess. Number 1 is, of course, iPad, which we should all be pretty familiar with. Those who are new to the district, this is what we use. And so again, we take a diagnostic test. We've already done the beginning of the year. And fall at the end of right before Christmas, I believe we'll have our middle of the year, and then at the end of the year, we'll do another assessment. So our goal is to see that those babies are growing every time. In class is for our reading foundation, so that's something that K through 3, so we don't actually use that for, okay. Moving on, of course we all know about ACAP, so that's the big test that we are constantly preparing for from day 1, just to really make sure those babies are ready to pass that assessment. And then lastly is the formative assessment, so it's constant, ongoing. We do a lot of small group, a lot of center work, partner work, whole group work, so it's just a constant way. It's what drives our lessons to kind of help make sure that we're meeting all the needs of your children. And that's it. Okay, so grading. Progress reports will be sent home after every 3 weeks of instruction, starting with the first 6 weeks of instruction, and then, you can keep going. The dates are up there for you, and we'll send this out so y'all can get that later. Report cards will come home at the end of every 9 weeks, so after each quarter. The dates are up there too.
It's me. Okay, so talk about our counselors. We have I think Midtown has the best counselors. So we have Miss Davis and Miss Davis. We have the best counselors. We never have to look for them. They always look for us. They're just on top of it. We have the great reading specialists over there. We have Miss Dill and Miss Jones. Been known as Jones forever. Now, what can I say about this dude? That man is awesome. He is, I mean, all the kids love him. He's a great, 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 great fabulous art teacher. And he also does things in summer too. Yeah. He does summer art camp as well. Miss Francis is new, but today I was noticing she came in and did music with my homeroom. The kids loved her. So they was having a great time. And one good thing about that, for all our specials, art, music, and what's the other one?
Spanish.
Art and music. No, I'm just saying for art and music, I think we're just so blessed to have it all year round. Most schools want to don't.
Yes.
So, Ms. Hustler and I think I said her name wrong, Ms. Gardner, and there's also Coach A. Great, great physical ed teachers. Spanish senior Dennis. That's my girl. She's great. She's great. The kids love her. STEM is Coralie. She's awesome. The kids love to go to her as well. And that's our SPED team. I can't name all of them because it's a lot of them, but I gave you the ones from fourth grade, Ms. Davis and Ms. Baker.
No, Galloway. Galloway. You're thinking counseling.
Oops.
Galloway.
Sorry, Ms. Galloway. And for gifted is Ms. Tibbs. She's new. I know that she's new to me. What's her name?
Karen.
Yes, her. And we have Ms. Kathleen and Ms. Curve for PSL. And they're awesome as well.
Me?
Okay, things in the backpack every day, daily folder, which is pretty much their binder, water bottle, and a snack if y'all don't mind. Some of them forget snack. We try to cover it, but we're running low. Donations are great though for snacks, by the way. So we have a weekly newsletter that goes home to stay informed. We have Power School portals, so y'all can always look in and see if they have any missing assignments or grades, so those aren't surprises. We always reach out to your child's teacher first. If you have an issue or a question or something, it's a lot easier for us to try to answer. And if we don't have the answer, we can try to reach out and find and figure out. We have our school website, and we have a Facebook page that also has it. And PTA has a
We got
the Facebook thing.
We'll get rid of
Attendance, it is so important. We have, it's amazing if y'all look at a chart of how many actual months that they go back if they miss a bunch of days. So always email the MTES attendance with your excuse. Even if it's just a parent excuse, you get 10 of those. Always make sure they're excused. They don't actually take like the paper copies anymore, so just take a picture of it on your phone and then email it up to here. Can we go through all the excuses?
Make sure you write something in the body of the email or it will go to spam.
In the body, so just type out your excuse of like what
You
they
can
what
take a
you're-
picture, you just gotta write something too. I'm trying to say this because we save everybody a lot of time. If you do take a picture, like a doctor's note, and send it to the email, that is totally fine. Just make sure you type something in the body of the email, like, hey, here's Johnny's excuse, or whatever you want, because if it's just a picture, it will go to spam and we won't see it. You can also do through Power School, whatever you prefer. Thank you. Yeah, Pat prefers email.
And it will give you an auto response. If you don't get that auto response, something went wrong.
Field trips. Okay, so on October 17th, there was a confusion because we were initially going to have to split that day and have 2 classes go on a Friday, but we don't have to do that anymore. They accommodated for all of us to go on the 17th, which is really exciting. It makes our lives easier. It's going to be $6. We're going to send them a permission slip as soon as it gets fully board approved. So don't send in money yet. Just wait for that. Should be in the next few weeks. They're going to learn all about circuits, safety around power lines, and about how utilities are provided to our communities. It's a really cool trip. Then the big one is Montgomery. We're going November 20th. It is on charter buses. We leave at 5:45 in the morning, at 5:45 in the morning. And we get back around 7 as long as we don't have traffic issues. It's a long day. But it's $135 per student and $145 per adult. They get Chick-fil-A lunch. They actually get to go on the riverboat cruise. We've never been able to do that. We're really excited. They've never had one working. We hope that it stays working. They do a mock boat in a steakhouse, so they actually get to go on the floor and click the clickers, and they learn all about the voting process. And they actually get to meet one of the senator people, which is really cool. They have the interactive archives building that they'll go through. Rosa Parks Museum will go through. They actually get to go inside Dexter Avenue Church, which is, that was last year the first time we did that. Phenomenal. And then, I'm missing one. The state Capitol grounds tour. We don't go inside the Capitol, but there's so many different really cool things around that we get to see. We'll also have the water festival. It's going to be in spring. All we have to pay for with that one also is the bus, so it's probably going to be about $6. Okay, when you make an online payment, this has been a death of us. So, super, super important. If you want to pay for the Montgomery online, strongly recommend it. To make our lives easier, always make sure, so it has like parent names, always make sure you put in the student first name. Always. And then the last name, dash your child's homeroom teacher. There's not a space for us to put the homeroom teacher. It is so hard to search through. But this makes our lives so much easier and way less confusion. When you do the yearbook, if you pay online too, same thing. Anytime online payment, just do dash homeroom teacher, like your actual child's homeroom teacher. For the Montgomery trip, we're gonna have 2 different payment options. One is like a partial payment, so at the end of this week, it'll be 2 months. So the end of August, the end of September, and the end of October, you can do the $45 option if you just have your student going. Or it's 93, split 3 ways. Well, 93, 93 if you have a student and a chaperone going. Try to save money in that payment window because it makes it easier for us to look for it. It's a lot of money if you're sending it in, and we just want to make sure that it gets to where it needs to go. We're not, we have 5 charter buses that we're taking on this trip. We love chaperones going. It makes our safety a lot easier to manage the more parents that we go, especially with it being a big trip. We're not limiting parents, but I mean, if we have we can. Okay, the thing with Montgomery is you don't have to, parents don't have to ride the bus going up there. I get extremely car sick, so I actually have the emergency vehicle, which is really awesome for me. I threw up it was really good. So I understand, it's like, they stopped at CVS just to get me medicine. It was terrible. But y'all don't have to ride the bus until we get there. There's a big parking lot. You can ride the bus if you want to. If you want to save the gas money and ride, or if you don't want to be around the noise or you get sick, drive your car. But we have a parking lot that you'll park in, and you have to get on the bus. There's not parking in a lot of the places that we're going to go, and there's so many charter buses, it's so hard to know which one to follow. And then if you follow the wrong one and your kid's on the other, you're going to spend your whole time driving around Montgomery and paying the parking little things. It's a nightmare. So they require, the landmark company, they require that we have you guys meet in this one parking lot and get on the bus, and then at the end of the trip, they take you back and you get back in your car. Any questions about that? Oh, if you want to make a payment today, I can do that over here, or you can do it online anytime. It is due the last week in October. Yes. Last week in October.
Oh, yeah.
We're,
Okay, the t-shirt is going to be so adorable. It's going to be so cute. Just get ready. It's going to come home on Monday, like the order form, and it's going to be $8. So it's going to be so cute, so worth it. Worth it. Yes, and we'll wear it to all the filters. We'll swat up. It'll be so cute.
I'll just say, like, taking a group to a different state previously, it helps when they match because it helps our safety. So if they all match, I know what I'm looking for. It's not a requirement, but it is super helpful. So like, even if you can't afford that, or that's something that's not what you want to do, you don't like the shirt design, I'm sorry, if that happens, then you can just, like, if your kid can wear the same color, that would be helpful. And we'll tell you what color that is.
Hi, I'm Allison Finley. I'm the PTA president here at Midtown. We have a couple of other people that are going to come up and speak about volunteers and membership, but I just wanted to quickly talk about the fact we have our Wise Cats, which is our Grandparents' Day, is going to be September 6th, and you should have seen the emails come out from Mr. Easter. If you would like to register a grandparent to come and do some activities at the school that day. Also, we have our first PTA meeting is September 3rd at 5:30 in the cafeteria. And it is going to also have a club expo where we're going to have lots of information about the clubs that your student can do at Midtown. So we'll have contact information and what days of the week they meet and what requirements it has to be a part of that club. We have a website, it's midtownespta.com, and when you go to that website, you will find links to our Facebook PTA page. If you have not joined it yet, you should. There's lots of good information there. We also have a Midtown parent page, and the parent page is a place where you parents can talk and ask questions like, who's in Ms. Beckwith's class? Do you have the homework for tonight? So you can do things like that and ask questions and get information from other parents. And so it's a great place and a great resource. So make sure you join those. Also on our Facebook page, there is a volunteer survey and links to join. I'm going to hand it over to Janae Plott, who is our VP of Volunteers.
Thank you. I just have a few things super fast, and I'm going to read them off, so sorry. So we always need a ton of volunteers, always. The volunteers signups usually will be sent through Ms. Demeester, but we will also have them on our Facebook page. And a bib card is recommended. You don't have to have a bib card if you're not volunteering, if there's going to be lots of people around when you're volunteering, basically. But if there's a chance that you're going to be alone,
They might not have that.
oh, sorry, a bib card is a background check that the district requires if you're going to be alone with the child. So I recommend you get it just because you might want to eventually go on a trip that, yes.
Also, just from a prior parent, the sooner the better, because when I used to volunteer, it takes a couple of weeks. So if you are for certain, or even if not, you want to just do it because it does take a couple of weeks.
Exactly, especially at the beginning of the school year, it takes a couple weeks. I know my husband forgot, and I needed help with the play last year, and he did it in April, and it only took 2 days. But at the beginning of the year, it definitely takes a long time. You can always email if you have any questions, if any issues come up during anything. That's what I'm here for, is to help with all things volunteers. So if you're a birth mom, I'm here to answer your questions, help you with any of that. Also, very important, you do not need to be a member of the PTA to volunteer. So I just want to reiterate that you do not have to be a PTA member to volunteer. So do not let that be a hurdle for you. That being said, Ashlyn Owen is amazing, and she's our VP of membership, and she's now going to talk to you guys all about why you should join the PTA.
I want to reiterate what she said. Just because you join the PTA does not mean you have to volunteer. There's actually a section on there that says, would you like to volunteer or not? And you can select yes or no. Joining this year, it's $9. It is an annual thing, so if you were in the audience and you think, oh, I joined last year, you have to join again. All the information is online. I do have paper copies if anybody wants a paper copy to fill out. Joining PTA this year, we're gonna do some things different. We're gonna have member-only prizes. If you come to our meetings, you will automatically get one ticket into our drawing for our staycation at the end of the year. The staycation includes a night stay at the Marriott Town Place outside Redstone Arsenal, along with some family games and some restaurant cards. It's gonna be really fun for our one really lucky PTA member. We also, at all of our meetings, we're gonna have family experiences to be able to pass, have store prizes. And we want to make sure that we, as the PTA, we support the school, we support the teachers. We also want to make sure that we also support the parents in giving you guys some opportunities to be engaged in saying your children's lives and learn about what they're doing in school and give you some opportunity to find out, what they're doing during the day. So, outside of that, our last thing that I want to say is this year for joining PTA, you have to join PTA for your child to go into the Spirit Stick drawing. We're going to have monthly Spirit Stick drawings on the announcement, and your kids will be really excited if their name's called off. So what we're going to do is, if you have more than one child here at the school, all of their names are on the same ticket, so that if their name is drawn, all of your students will get a Spirit Stick for their classroom. It's not going to be a, oh, you have 3 children, I need you to pick one. And so, like I said, it's only $9 to join this year, and I look forward to seeing all of your names pop up through the Give Backs portal.
Thank you, PTA. They do so much for our school. We're so appreciative. I'm actually going to go ahead and dismiss our wonderful 4th grade teachers. They have had a nice long day here at our school. They are such an awesome team, and I just want to tell you, as someone who pops in their classroom all the time, they are always working so hard for your students. They love them so much, and they are constantly staying late and doing everything above and beyond. Ms. Wilson is going to stick around, and we want to go ahead and pay for the Montgomery picture.
Anybody want to go ahead and pay in cash or check today? If not, I won't stay. You do? You want to head on it?
Yes, you can go ahead and head outside if you want to do that today. But I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Mr. Beaster and Mr. Holmes couldn't be here tonight, but we truly appreciate you sharing your children with us every day. We know that they're your greatest treasure and they're our greatest treasure too. So thank you for trusting us and being here tonight to learn more about our curriculum. I'm going to stick around as well as Ms. Becca Wilson, our reading coach, and Ms. Maddie Spurgeon, our math coach. If you have any other curriculum or school-based questions, we are here. Other than that, thank you